We're here with Mississippi College football coach Norman Joseph as we take a look at what the Choctaws are doing this spring practice of 2012, looking ahead to the fall. Coach, thanks so much for your time. Tell us, first of all, generally speaking, how you viewed spring practice. How's the team look?
We've been through 6 practices. I've been real pleased with our guys. We, during the spring you do a lot of experimenting, and this spring for us is not any different than what anybody else is doing or even what we've done in the past. But we've taken some offensive players and looked at them on defense. We've taken some defensive players and put them on offense, and just tried to find the right fit for some of our guys. You recruit a guy out of high school or out of community college. We think that based on what they have done in previous years, that it would be a fit for us in the same spot, and it just doesn't always work out that way. But our guys through the years have had a great sense of the team concept and wanting to help the team in any way possible. And this group of guys has just been phenomenal to work with. The whole team, just tremendous attitudes, their willingness to work and learn and maybe change a position or two along the way, and so from that aspect, it's been a fun spring for us.
One of the players who has made that transition for you is Austin Gray, the backup quarterback last year, has moved into the secondary. Now, talk a little bit about his transition, because that's an important. Both of those are both the safety and the quarterback position, so vital to the team.
Exactly, but Austin even made another position move, because toward the middle of last season we put him at receiver, and all during our pre-spring thoughts were he was going to continue being a receiver, and then we looked over on defense and we just did not have somebody that could play that position or do it as well as Austin did, and so he's one of those guys I mentioned earlier that we talked to, but I gave him a little more leeway in it, because we moved him from quarterback to receiver, and now we're fixing to make possibly a third move, and I said, Austin, if you don't want to do this, you don't have to, but I think it would help the team if you would, and gave him a couple days to think about it, and he came back and just was ball into it the whole way. So we're real thrilled with his decision to move to the secondary. I can already see him improving every day, his confidence, understanding the concepts of what we want to do defensively, and he'll be a major factor for us in the fall.
And that means the Choctaws are going to have a brand new quarterback. So tell us about who you've got taking snaps in practice.
That's really been fun as well. We had a really good recruiting year a year ago, and we brought in 3 quarterbacks. We also have some quality quarterbacks that are scheduled to come in and be with us this fall as well. But Jonathan Redd came in. He was a freshman for us. Tyler Kirkendall and Bo Gibson, and so those are the 3 quarterbacks that have stayed with us. They've emerged, and they are all 3 just playing well. They're buying into a couple of changes that we're making, and they're doing a good job. One of the keys to being a productive quarterback is not being able to throw it 50 yards downfield and hitting those post routes and go routes and all, even though that does help, I will say. But it's throwing passes when everybody's crowding the line of scrimmage and just getting first downs, and being accurate in your passing, and also understanding the reads. What is taking place? What's the defense doing to counter whatever your read progression may be, and then going to the proper guy. And all 3 of these have done an excellent job in our first 6 practices.
And you've got some guys to replace in the backfield who are no longer with the Choctaws as well after great careers.
Yeah, well, Steve Knight, just a phenomenal year for us, or a phenomenal career, like you said, and be greatly missed. His junior year, he was a 1,300-yard rusher. This past year, he didn't rush for as many yards, but he had rushing and receiving. He had well over 1,200, and so he's somebody that will greatly miss. But we've got some young guys that are coming up, and one of them is Jacob Becker. Jacob, once again, is a freshman that has stepped into it, had a great off-season workouts, and has prepared himself in the proper way. And I think the other day in practice, he was the only tailback that we had, and other guys either a nagging injury here or there, or a hamstring pull, and And so Jacob must have caught 20 passes, ran the ball another 40 times, and I know he slept well that night after practice. So, but he's a durable player, durable back, and we're proud of what he's doing. And there'll be some other guys to emerge as well. But Jacob's doing real well for us right now.
Based on who you played last year, you've got, I think, 3 offensive linemen coming back. So you do have some holes to fill on the offensive line as well.
And I'm proud of what those guys are doing. They're of course, Coach Houghton does a great job getting those guys ready and having a quality unit there. Got some guys stepping up that are going to be playing for us. But I will say that Sylvan Alarcon coming back as a lineman, Brendan Herman coming back as a lineman is really pluses for us there. We've got some other guys that are going to be stepping in that are going to be playing for the first time. But even at that, there's Matt Kavanaugh is a returner for us that played off and on and has contributed quite a bit for us. But there's other guys that are stepping up, young guys that are going to help us and play for us, and right now they're learning the game. We've had some. I guess the big hole for us last year was at tight end when we lost our 2 starting tight ends about midseason, and so we've we're tight end has been a position for us right now where we're recruiting guys. We're trying to bring some guys in. We want them to be factors for us so we can play more with the tight end, and so that's a factor for us right now.
You'd like to throw the ball at the tight end when you can, but for the most part, tight ends, I guess, has been used as a blocking player for the most part in your offensive schemes. And when those 2 guys went down, the wide receivers, I thought, stepped up and did a really good job at blocking. They all want to catch, but not every wide receiver wants to block, and I thought they did a good job last year at doing everything he asked them to do.
And we take pride in that. Our guys have taken pride in it. They know it's an integral part of our offense for them to be able to block on the flanks, and it's more to being a receiver than running routes and catching the ball. Just like it's more to being a running back than running the ball from the tailback position. They've got to block and run routes and catch the ball as well. So there's a lot of things going on within our offense. A lot of new faces, a lot of new names, and there's also a lot of bust going on, but mental bust. But we're learning, and that's what spring ball is for. So we can work out some of these kinks and then come in August and feel like that we're not way behind, that we're able right where we need to be to move forward as the season progresses.
I thought one of the most solid units last year on the team was the defensive line, and especially so because you played a true freshman there all year long, and that seems to be perhaps a strength coming back this year.
And it will be. Some good players. We don't have our numbers of returning players in our defensive line. There's not as many as what we've had in the past, but our guys are with Mitchell Pate as their coach. They're playing hard. They're working hard. I felt like at times last year that in our pass rush, or even when teams were run blocking on us, that I felt like at times our defensive linemen were like magnets. They just couldn't get off of them, and right now that's not the case. We've got some really good athletes in our defensive line that can run and move their feet. You're able to use their hands and get off of blocks and either get to the ball carrier or get to the quarterback, and I'm excited about this unit that we have.
It was a very aggressive linebacking core last year as well.
And some of those guys are back. We also lost some of them, but there is a good group of linebackers, and they are having a lot of fun. They're the loud ones. They're jumping around, talking, yelling, making great plays. And I can tell you this, we had a couple of interceptions. Our defense created a couple of interceptions, and Blake Rome did one. He had just a phenomenal interception one day. So did Baylor Blanchard, and so they're getting to their zones. Maybe there was a situation there last year with a new concept on defense of exactly where to go and where to be, and now that we've got that year under our belt, I feel like our defense is going to be much better. Not that they played bad last year. I think that some of our mistakes and games getting out of control, maybe some turnovers and bad kicking game mistakes, but I really feel like our defense is going to be much better this fall, and it's going to contribute to success.
And I think part of that is due to the fact that you've got some continuity on the defensive coaching staff this year that hasn't been the case in the last several years.
You're exactly right. All of our defensive coaches are back, and Chad Walker, our defensive coordinator, coaches our secondary. Jeremy DeSoto coaches our linebackers, and of course, I mentioned earlier, Mitchell Pate, and then Addison Lynch is working with our helping out with our defense, and then offensively you got Corky Houghton with our offensive line, and Jimmy Sampson is coaching our running backs, and so I feel like our staff is solid. We've got a great scheme on both sides of the ball as well as in our kicking game, and just excited totally with our whole team. Just the mental aspect, the enthusiasm that this team brings to every day, not just to practice that we're going into practice number 7 right now, but what they bring is just enthusiasm and their willingness to learn and work and improve and be great is exciting to me, and I've had a lot of fun these first 6 practices.
Talk about your kicking game just a little bit, because I know that may be the one area of the game where coaches pull their hair out the most. Want to know what's going to happen, what do we have this year, and tell us a bit about what you've seen in practice for kicking.
Chris Campbell coming back as our place kicker, solid as he can be, and doing a good job there. Chris is not your typical kicker. He is he was a soccer guy coming in, and we grabbed him, we stole him from the soccer coaches and soccer team, and Kevin John allowed us, Coach Kevin John on soccer allowed us to talk to him and convince him to come join us, and so Chris has done a great job. His leg has gotten stronger, his accuracy is just tremendous, and he gives us. Well, we cross the 50-yard line and get in. Depends on how the wind's blowing. If we cross the 50, we got a chance, and definitely if we cross the 40, we got a chance. And so he's really good. Maybe one of the best I've ever worked with, and so we're proud to have him. Craig McCraney is coming in as our punter, and Craig was been playing community college, been at Hines Junior College for a couple years. Local guy, played at Clinton High School, and he's coming in to do our punting. He may be able to do some other kicking for us as well, but he's going to fill a hole there to help us, and excited about having him on the team. Long snapper, I can't tell you who the long snapper is going to be. We've had some great ones here at Mississippi College in the last few years, and hopefully somebody will step up and do a really good job for us. Right now, Blake Rome, one of our linebackers, is filling in and doing that. He is working hard to be as good as he can be in that, and when somebody doesn't do that full time, then you don't spend all the time in practice on it either, and so he's got some other interests at practice other than long snapping, but he's doing a good job with it right now. So I feel good about our kicking situation. Returners, we're still not sure about who some of those guys may be, but we're working on all of our phases, and we'll see how things progress toward the end of spring.
Well, as we look at the schedule, it's a bit of an unusual year this year for the Choctaws. They're going to have 4 home games, the first 3 games, non-conference games, all on the road. One's going to be at Millsaps. That'll be a Thursday night game this year, which will be something we haven't had in several years. And we're going to go to Livingston, Alabama to play West Alabama for the first time in probably about 15 years, a Division II school. And then we got Weber International, and they're going to be coming here, so there's that extra home game as well. Talk a little bit about how that non-conference schedule sets up and how you were able to arrange it this year.
We had to go to more non-conference games because we lost McMurray. We're also, in the future, we're going to be losing Texas Lutheran from our schedule, so that's going to open up a 4th non-conference schedule game for us. But right now, we've got these 3 games open up the season. Of course, Millsaps, not only is it going to be a Thursday night game, but it's going to be on TV as well. And so I'm hoping that we'll get a large crowd of Mississippi College people there, and especially our students will show up and get on TV and get to show their stuff there and all. But then Weber International from Florida is coming here. We scrambled trying to find a game. They needed a game. It worked out where they could come to us, and so we're playing them for the first time. And their record, if you just look at their record, it wasn't what they had hoped for a year ago. But I will say this: you look at the last 3 ball games, they won their last 3, so they finished up on a very positive note. So we know they're coming in with some momentum. And then West Alabama, Coach Bobby Hall's son Will from Madison Central. Coach Bobby Hall, his son Will is the head coach, and he won when he was a quarterback at North Alabama. He won the Division II Heisman, basically. The Harlan Hill Trophy. So he was the most valuable player in college football in Division II his senior year, and had a great career at North Alabama. Now head coach there and doing a really good job. They won several ball games last year, went to the playoffs, and so we're playing a playoff team right off the bat. And so we know, especially not only a Division II team, but a Division II team that knows how to win. So we know that's going to be quite a challenge right there.
Well, we lose McMurray with the conference schedule, but the conference looks pretty tough top to bottom, and I think a lot of people are probably going to say Mary Hardin Baylor's the favorite, but we've seen that really different teams over the last several years have popped up and made a run for it in this American Southwest Conference, and the Choctaws may be able to do that this year.
Well, that's our goal. That's the plan. We don't shy away from it. And, I feel like our 3 non-conference games are helping us prepare for our conference, and that's all by design. I know a lot of folks play non-conference guys to win, and believe me, and they schedule games that they know they can win. For us, that's not the case. We want to schedule teams that can help us as we prepare for our conference play, because when it's all said and done, you win the conference, you go to the playoffs. It don't matter what you do in your pre-conference games, it's what you do in the conference. So if we can prepare ourselves for some strong games, some physical games, being able to make big plays on both sides of the ball as well as in the kicking game, and then get our guys ready for our conference play, then we feel like we'll have a chance as the season progresses. And we 2 years ago when we won the conference championship, that was a lot of fun. It was exciting, it was fun, it was enjoyable. We reaped the benefits of winning, and we're ready to do that again.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time and wish you good luck the rest of this practice. I know most plans in spring practice are written down in pencil by the coaching staff, because come the fall, it could be a totally different story, but I know it gives you good ideas as to what you got, and we wish you the best of luck and looking forward to the coming season.
Thank you, Reed. Appreciate your following us and keeping up, and thank you for this interview.
All right, Coach Norman Joseph, the Mississippi College Choctaws are in spring practice right now, and will open up the season the Thursday night before Labor Day with the backyard brawl against Millsaps.